Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm gonna keep this run going right now. Let me see if the chat is working. Alright, there we go. I'm seeing the chat. Are you seeing the chat on your end? Huh? It's not on screen. What's up? Okay. So my overlay isn't working. That might be something that I have to do a bit more diving into. Alright, well, let's go ahead and play. At least I know that the chat is working. That's something I can play off of. Alright, where are we? That's right. Yeah, alright, so we're gonna make this area our little base for now. It's not gonna be, if you remember from the last one, if you saw the last one, just starting out, we're gonna work our way over to Dyersville, probably set up shop there, but I'm most likely gonna have a Ramblin' Man style playthrough. Might do a base in... I do a base in every biome. Not too sure. Don't really have any grandiose plans yet, but just gonna have some fun. Sound like a crawler. Oh shit, that's right, I got a broken leg. So, what I did want to say is if there's anything I need to adjust, just go ahead and let me know in the comments. I know my overlay isn't working right now. It's going to be addressed here pretty soon. Hopefully by next stream that will be up and running, but I missed yesterday. Didn't really want to miss again. Trying to stay on schedule and... If you can't catch live, at least you'll know that I'll upload my VOD, and you can catch it on the next one. As you can see, just starting out. It's day, beginning of day 2. Might as well kill it. Yeah, hopefully today and knock out a couple of jobs for the trader. Dude, my last run, first of all, the stream was, not the best, but it was my first, like, legitimate stream, and I was playing like shit, so I didn't have the best first day. Finished it up actually pretty damn well, though, so I'm happy about that. As you can see, I'm dealing with a busted leg. Which is pretty annoying. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead and adjust that. Let me turn down the audio a little bit. Yeah, I just had somebody tell me that the audio is a little bit loud, and make that adjustment. So please feel free. All comments, suggestions, concerns, all of that's welcome. Also, one thing that you're going to be seeing in this run, whether you're watching the VOD on Twitch, or I'll actually be creating a YouTube channel. So whatever you're watching this on, please feel free, man. Just let me know what little tweaks I need to make, what little things I need to adjust. If it's something on my end, then I will go ahead and get that straightened out. But no, what I was gonna say is this run, there's not gonna be a ton of crafting. It's not that I don't like crafting. It's not like I don't like the crafting system in this game. For me, I rather go through POIs and try to find good loot, and I think that's really kind of how this game should be played. Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with crafting. Again, it's just not my particular playthrough. As you see, we are rocking a sledgehammer. So most of my points are going to go to strength and big and fast, things like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I don't typically use a lot of guns. I like to keep it melee if that's the style of, playthrough I'm doing for a particular run. That being said, I might run sledgehammers and shotguns just because both strength. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know that unless it's like a challenge, I'm not gonna do rifle just because rifles are terrible.
Okay, whatever. Now that you did the job, I guess you ain't that damn bad after all.
Yeah.
Listen up, jackass. Don't just stand there with your thumb up your... Take a look, buy some shit, get the hell out.
Splint.
Thank you very much, and now you can go fuck yourself.
Broken armor leg does not... Okay. So I just have a sprain. Forgot about that. It's not actually broken. Tossed my steel, which isn't great, but it's also not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and get this. Yeah, no. Again, just run down the basics. It's going to be relatively fast-paced kind of playthrough. Pretty crazy. Pretty interesting at times. I don't really play it too safe in this because I think this game is kind of designed for the fuck around and find out type. We'll just have to see how it goes. Obviously, the beginning part of it is going to be the most, slow to develop, and everything of that nature. But we'll try to speed it up as much as possible. If you are watching either the VOD or, you know, when I get around to loading these older ones up onto YouTube as VODs, go ahead and I have a Discord that I'm trying to get up and running. So we're going to have that kind of all channels pointing towards that, working to build a community. So that'll be really interesting to kind of see the difference in communities between Twitch and YouTube. I know YouTube streaming has become a bigger thing, but I personally like the community and the feel of Twitch, which is why I'm using this as the main platform right now. I feel like a gopher every time I do that. Sorry about that. There are going to be times where I might pause the mic for a split second just so I can get some feedback on how the stream looks. You know, minor adjustments I might have to make. Things like that. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Again, I know some people are going to watch this after the fact, and that's more than fine. But if somebody does join in, I want to make sure that they're not feeling a little left out in the cold. So I was told that my chat is kind of acting up. Like I said, hopefully next stream we can get that worked out. Tonight,
Didn't we agree?
what I'll do is
Yeah?
the rest
What
of the
do
day
you
I will
want?
kind of spend playing normally, and then tonight, once I get done with everything that I need to do, let's go from here. We're gonna go east.
I'm gonna make you an word of advice. Next
No, what I was
time,
saying is tonight,
bathe
after
before
I
coming
get,
to a
you know,
job
the
interview.
majority of the things that we need to get done finished, then we can see if we can get chat working correctly. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, so we're gonna go east. Not only for this mission, but I definitely want to check out. I mean, there's that coffee hut like right down there. I think we're gonna go there real quick. No, I also want to go. Sweet, a pistol. Day 2, not too bad, man. I want to go east just because along this path there are a few tree stumps, and that is, if I'm remembering the map correctly, Dyersville is that way. And the coffee shop should be right up here. No. Oh, but the fire station's over there. Alright, well, let's keep going east. We got bigger fish to fry right now than just kind of wandering. I want to get some action in. Plus, I would like to go past the job. See how far away we are from setting up shop. But if you are watching this on another platform, how you doing? Well, you don't just gotta tell me all of my my flawed streaming habits. You can tell me about yourselves. I'm not one to usually, or I'm not usually one to chat, so I'm trying. What do you mean by that? More of a creeper. I've heard the term lurker quite a bit, not so much on the creeper. But you know what? I can dig it. That's cool. Be creepy. And that's the thing. You know, if somebody does join the live stream, or if you are just watching on, you know, YouTube or Twitch VODs and you don't feel like commenting or you're not particularly shouty, you don't have to. You know, don't feel bad if you don't. It's just more of like, I want to try to be better. I want to try to be more social, and there's a lot of other things going into streaming. So it's just kind of my, it's more for my benefit than, you know, trying to like force you to do something you don't want to do. Also, if this does get really choppy, which I'm sure it might, let me know and I can turn down the graphic settings. Oh shit. Well, piss, yep. Alright, that's cool. That's actually a good point. So I'm not just gonna be streaming 7 Days to Die, although this is kind of like a I wouldn't say a preferred game, but right now I'm definitely digging it quite a bit. So if there are certain games that you want me to play, I'll see if I can accommodate that. Right now I'm kind of dealing with a wrist injury, so fast-paced shooters are not necessarily out of the question, but it's just going to be a little limited. I see that a lot of my turns are kind of choppy. They're broken up into multiple, smaller, segmented. Oh, come on, dude. Alright. Jesus. Well, luckily, I think we just cleared everything out. Here's the main stash. I will check that out in just a second. And I don't have any lockpicks on me. Actually, I do. I do have 2. I doubt I'll be able to make it in, but let's see. This game typically has a first-time lockpick luck kind of thrown in for good measure. Yeah. We've got some pistol ammo. Let's go ahead and bring that down. I typically don't use my bow nearly as much as I should. Yeah. Alright, hold on. Just got a... Yeah, I just got notified in chat that the audio is a little off. Give me just 1 second. Let's see if I can bring that down. Alright, voice volume. I actually think that's for that. What's up? Yeah, maybe. Let's go ahead and bring that down to 60. I don't mind trying that out. Barely hear what? Gotcha. This is going to be a nice long run back. I know. Throwing that away is a sin. Cash I can sell to him. That cornmeal I don't need. I do want the plastic parts. There we go, that's better. So the next thing I want to work on is getting my water collector up and running. I'm sorry if I seem so all over the place. I had a very long day today. And try to stay on topic a little bit better in the future, but my brain's kind of frazzled. And like I said, I'm dealing with a wrist injury that every time I look around is a bit nagging. so it kind of pulls my focus away. Like I said, topics will definitely be better, focused on in the future when I'm not kind of dealing with this. But the next thing I need to get up and running is the dew collector. Just take all of it. So I need to break some shit up right now. Well, I do know that these videos will get definitely more full as we move into Dyersville, and then my plan is to kind of hit Dyersville, clear that out pretty much completely, and then go straight south over to the Wild West, kind of ghost town, and then from there make my way over to the Desert City. And that's when shit's gonna get really crazy. So I'm not too sure how my system is gonna handle that, but we will just take it one day at a time, make adjustments.
Okay,
as needed.
fucker. You respect the shop rules and we'll get along just fine.
I gotta get my bombs. Yeah. Loading jobs.
Oh, I got just the job. You better not fuck this up, or I'll cut your goddamn throat.
Right now, let's go home, let's drop some shit off, and then... Oh, son of a bitch. We'll drop some of our stuff off so we're not so over encumbered, and then... Probably... You know what? We can head over there, do that job, and if we gotta sleep out there, we can sleep out there. I don't mind that. Maybe do a early game nighttime looting session. I feel like that'll add a bit of fun to this. This game is primarily walking around, which is, I guess, one of the downsides of this being a streaming game. But fuck it, when it's fun, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah, definitely getting those steps in. That's the other thing that is kind of a bummer about my recent wrist injury, is I had to stop working out again. It's a bummer. How'd I hurt my wrist? Lost a fight with a bit of rebar. Yeah, no, I lost a fight with some rebar. I was moving a pit frame into position, and wrist just caught the edge of it, sliced it open. So that was good fun. Actually, we're right here. Why don't we just spend the rest of the day doing the farm and go get some meat over Bob's Boars? Damn well, I hope it heals quickly. I bet you do. No, same, honestly. And that's one of those things that, like I said, right now is kind of a test to see how well I can game, which is why I'm not too worried about doing the craziest things right now. I don't want to push the risk too much, especially because that would be one of the dumbest ways of tearing your stitches. Oh, son of a bitch. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Let's try that again. No. We gotta actually set some proper storage down in here. Clear this out. We can do that tonight, though. I'm not for sure understandable. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to doing fun things right now, like I was saying. Tonight we can do some demo on this little shed, set up some proper storage, and I'm sure that's going to attract some crazy shit. Just gonna have to play it a little bit safer right now. Nothing too boring, but also nothing too crazy as well. Gonna try to meet in the middle just for the time being. Yeah. All right. I definitely think. Oh shit! I done goofed. Probably need ammo for my pistol. And it wouldn't be too bad to eat something real quick. I got eggs. And then, yeah, I'm about to go get a shitload of meat. I'm good. Let's go ahead and do Lantern block. Which, I mean, it doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter for this tiny shed. I think I have one zombie in here, but whatever. Alright, let's go. Yeah, so first we're going to do the farm. It's right here, and there's a couple of monkey zombies. Be a bit of fun. Get some good amount of meat from both of these places. Not have to worry about food for a minute. And I do believe there is some shit that I could, you know, beat up for some for some plastic parts. Again, that's not the main focus. The main thing that I'm going to be doing for this channel is just a lot of moving. I would rather build a more fun base and have more fun with fucking with zombies than worrying about my crafting. If that makes sense. Oh my god. Dick. How's it going? Looks like we have another viewer. Welcome, welcome. Now, if there are anything, oh my god, if there is anything that you guys would like to see, certain crafting challenges or certain playstyle challenges, just let me know. Hit me up in the comments. We'll see if we can make it work. I am totally open to just about anything. Oh yeah. loot bag, hell yeah. And sorry, no. Asshole. Yeah, stay up here, buddy. Oh, you know what's funny is I think out of all the times that I've played this, I've only ever fallen down that like once, maybe twice. And then if you're ever wondering how to deal with these monkey zombies, the cheap way is just stand right here and they jump straight down. Every single time. But we are going to kill them. I want the XP. Grab that. Alright, hello? Is that any better? Alright, let's... Alright, well, you know what? I don't want to worry too much about the volume. I want the volume to be good, obviously. I want the volume to be good, obviously, but at the end of the day, I don't want to ruin my stream by only focusing on that. Oh my god, my hand just went absolutely AWOL right there. No, but I'm making a list of all of these changes, and slowly but surely we'll get there. If you watched my last stream, I didn't have a full screen. So we are moving in the right direction. That is definitely the positive here. Yeah, the sledgehammer is just so OP. It's just, it's absolutely a stone cold killer. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's one of those weapons that you just, God, you don't have to worry about it. It takes care of business. Nice, a couple of skill points. I should probably go through and actually clear out the house that I'm kind of living in the shed. And you know what? We can save the... We can save the Bob's Boars for a day where, you know, I need meat, or just maybe we'll take care of it. Could very easily do that. I'm surprised I didn't do that already. What, Bob's Boars? Considering, yeah. No, I had a really, if you didn't watch it, which I'm gonna assume most people didn't, it was a rough second day. It was a really bad day one. I was kind of rushing because I wanted to find a cooking pot, and I just wasn't checking corners. I wasn't doing anything. I actually got infected. Got my legs damaged. I got my arm broken at one point. I partially cleared, like, I want to say 9 houses, 9 POIs, and shit like that. But I wasn't clearing them as much as I was just going from kitchen to kitchen. And so a lot of these around here just either partially cleared, which the zombies found, not touched at all. Okay, I don't know why there's a cooking grill right there, but I can fuck with that. Good news is my wrist is not hurting that bad. And that's nice. I was expecting it to be a bit more on fire, but it's manageable right now. I'm hungry. Alright. Let me just take care of this real quick. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I'm not too worried about going through all the loot right now. We can do that back at the house. I just kind of want everything to be gathered up. Seems like you were smart to do this for the stream today. Oh yeah, for the wrist. Well, I mean, I knew that the stitches were gonna hold because I was able to go back to work after the injury. But it was mainly just gonna be the looking left to right. That was where my main concern was gonna be. Yeah. Not only do I back myself into a closet, but then I pull up my menu. No wonder I got my ass kicked yesterday. Alright, so that's cleared. Essentially, if you guys want to, or if I change my mind and I decide to do it, we can move into here. I should probably go through and actually clear out some of the loot. But I tend to find that, you know, bigger POIs like this, while they are a bit spacious, they're just kind of unnecessary. Not for like a base. I think having a bigger base is fun because then you can really fuck with the zombies. But for the most part, like a living situation, you just don't need that much space. That's why I prefer the shed. Plus less resources for just kind of living in and not fighting. Bullet casings, we're not doing crafting in this one. I mean, we're going to craft here and there, as you'll see, but we're not doing like extreme crafting bullshit. I'd rather fight for my loot. Upgrading and worry about defending. Well, not so much for the whole defending part, because it really, unless you're running like augers or the forge and, you know, maybe like a cooking pot and like 4 other things, you're not really going to be attacked much. Unless your heat presence is really taking up the map. And that's honestly when you're going to get the screamers coming in or the random hordes coming in. But for our base, we're not going to be in a shed. We're going to do something fun. Hell, I might even build something. We'll see. I know that's okay. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. You know, always want to get you guys involved. Doesn't matter if there's 2 people or, you know, 30 people. As long as everybody's chilling, having a good time, that's all that matters. And if I play a game that you don't, you know, understand, it's cool to ask. You know, we could actually turn the main cabin into a pretty fun base, actually pretty damn easily. Funnel all of them up these stairs. Huh. Might do something like that, and then if that fails, just turn it into a fucking pit base. Or this dock over here. This dock over here is cool and I like it, but you either have to swim across right here or go all the way around, and it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. The only positive to it is the fact that it's across the river on the way to Dyersville. Yeah, so if you are just now joining this stream, welcome, welcome. Gonna be going over to Dyersville probably tomorrow. In-game tomorrow, anyway. I feel like that'll be fun. We might just go as far as the working stiff tools right over that hill. Might just go there, check out some of those POIs. Let's get you guys falling down quickly. Oh, we got that fucking bird. There we go, bird taken care of. That guy just looks like a douchebag. Come on, guys, that's open. Right there. Wow. Dick. Preacher boots. Okay. That's not too bad. See, this is a nice little haul. Alright, let's go kill this asshole, and then we'll get back to our base, start doing demo work, and then set some shit up. I don't think we'll be able to upgrade anything because I don't have cobblestone yet. Which is another reason I want to head over to Working Stiff Tools. Because if I can get a good amount of cobblestone there, then I don't have to worry about crafting a damn thing. At least not until later in the game, and hopefully by that point, I just, you know, again, bounce around from POI to POI. Ramblin' man style. Because the whole crafting thing it's cool, but the problem that I feel that you get into with this game is you start looting less and less, and you start trying to craft more and more, which means that you need to just spend more and more time in the mines. And that shit just... that's the death of the game right there, not the zombies. Where the hell is this bastard? Oh my god. You persistent little shit. So that being said, if you guys want to see anything, if you want, you know, crafting and specific things, I don't mind doing that, or like base building oriented, you know, just if I have to do some mining, I'm not above it. I don't mind it. But as far as like making sure I'm cranking out maximum amount of shells and bullet casings and bullet tips and shit, all that, fuck that. I would rather buy it, spend every day looting, having a good damn time, than trying to just stop at every last little bit of ore that I can find on the surface and just dig. That just seems so boring to me. Alright, so first thing we're gonna do, right, is, and I know this is it's a bit on the kind of cheese side of things, but we are gonna put a little, actually, you know what, I might just do a hatch. Yeah, I'll do a hatch. I know it is on the cheese side of things, but I want to make sure that's going to be backwards. Nope. Sweet. Ooh. Ah, fuck it. You know what? I should probably craft a door. Just for when that's done. No, I know it's on the cheese side of things. But again, I beg your forgiveness. I'm dealing with a wrist thing, and I know involuntarily I'm just going to snap my wrist over to the door as soon as somebody starts working on it. And if I don't have that hatch up, I'm more likely to kind of pull out my stitches, and I don't want to end up going back a day or two just because of a game being all silly. That's just how it's gonna have to be. Whatever. I'll make it work. Yeah, I don't have any. At least not on me right now, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and get our... I don't think I brought my campfire, so let's go ahead and get one crafted. Again, I'm not doing a no crafting challenge, but there's just gotta be a finding the sand. These up. I don't need 2 up there. Let's get some coal. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna do the water first. I have water. Let's get some food. I'm thirsty. Let's go ahead and drink something real quick. So that's going to be 10 minutes and 30 seconds. It's 11:40. Keep an eye on it. Do I not have that? Maybe I don't have the required tools for this. Is that not a... Oh, son of a bitch, I took them both out. Okay, my bad. My apologies. Let's see. We're gonna get the meat going. After the meat, go ahead and do the water. Alright. Now that we have that done, let's go ahead and set up a couple of things. Storage units. Get our shit organized a little bit here. This is gonna be, I don't know, fuck it, let's just call it quick organization, weapons, mods, things of that nature. Any sort of attachments or anything like that. You know what? We'll go ahead and do armor as well. Armor, weapons. I'm going to keep my ammo on me, actually. Should be good right there. This first one is probably going to be the most critical. Let's go ahead and just make that food and health. I think that'll be pretty solid. Food, health, water, anything of the sort. Empty. This one will be all crafting shit. Mods will go in the other one. Clay soil, oil shell, bone. That should probably go with the food and plants and things of that nature. Cool. I'm still going to be doing some cooking, so I don't want to throw that in there just yet. know what? I'm gonna go ahead and keep that just because I can sell that back. Not for fucking anything, but if I, when I leave here, I need like 5 extra coin, because that does happen, then I will go ahead and most likely have that with me. Or if I gotta set up a second campfire, which also does happen, then I will have that as well as the cooking pot. Alright, we are just about done. I think I already put the sewing kit in the first aid. No, but that is the smallest one. Damn, I probably should have thought about that. Alright, let's go ahead and put it in here. And then I really don't mind moving stuff around. Kind of playing with things over time. Seeing what the most ideal situation could be for everything. Should be good on food for a minute. No, what I was saying is I really don't mind kind of going through organizing shit over and over again. It's not bad, you know, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons and you're not just an indecisive person. Okay, I guess I'll go in there. Sweet, I have 2 jars of honey, which is fantastic considering you know what? I'll just finish putting this shit in here. Actually, I need the rest of my murky water. Oh, perfect. Go ahead and do 12 of that. Turn that off. Throw that in there, and let's start that. Get that cooking. So you'll see right here, if you're not super into this game or you don't know everything about it, you got the fuel timer right there, and then this timer is just, you got 1:14 left of that piece of coal. That's how that works, pretty roughly. Let's go ahead and get this moved over to here. And yeah, I don't really worry too much on like organizing this, because once I throw everything in there, I just hit sort container, and then I typically just run it kind of how it does it automatically. I don't feel the need to be like, no, I need to have all my ammo in a nice concise roll. Like, if I can do that, then I try to, but man, sometimes it's just not really worth it. So let's see what I can do. I already have the structural brace mod for that. Fortify health explode 50%. Nah, I don't really need that. Can't do anything with that yet. Drum magazine. Machine guns. I don't have a machine gun yet, but I guess that's not too terrible to keep. $80 for that isn't really a great... It's not really a great deal. Damn, no, these boots really aren't that great. I'm not going to swap them out. Armor crafting kit. Speaking of crafting and shit like that, I know I already said that I'm not going to be doing a ton of crafting individual items and things of that nature, but I probably will put a couple of points, like the bare necessity later on just for better armor. But as of right now, it's really just going to be more Skull Crusher and more strength. Man, that shit is nice though. Let's go ahead and do strength, and then let's go. Let's go strength again. That way next time when we level up twice, we can go once into Skull Crusher and then once into Big and Fast. And I feel like that'll get us kind of where we need to be with the Sledgehammer. Which is already a beast. I mean, it truly is. Like, I used to be a spearman. That was my weapon of choice. I liked that you had the longer range. I liked that you had the added bonus of, you know, bleed damage, and, you know, watching their heads pop off was pretty damn fun, not gonna lie. But then switching over to the Sledgehammer, dude, it's just, it's night and day different. At least in terms of... Ooh, 155. Okay, let's do this real quick. I know, again, jumping topics because I'm insane. I'm like a crazy person, and I don't remember exactly what you need for it. But... let's go. Dew Collector. Sweet, I have everything. Now we could do one of two things. We can wait to do the Dew Collector until we get over towards the over towards Dyreville, which I think would be better. But realistically, I think that even just at the tool shop, we'll be able to get enough plastic parts. I really do. I mean, there's so much there that I think we can do one here, and then do another one over in Dyersville. So if we ever have to come back this way, which I believe would be west, you could always stop by and bam, we got 3 more water. But water gets to a point where you don't need to do shit like that, honestly. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Should I stay around here and putz around this area for a bit longer, or should I just head straight to Dyersville? Because there's also, like, Bob's Boars we can go through. There's this whole lake area we can do. But then after that, it's just really nothing. Everything is so spread out. I kind of think it'd be better just to run over to... Dyersville. Check real quick. Go ahead and pick this shit up. We are gonna come back. I definitely don't want to just leave everything over here, but right now we're just gonna take off. Let's just go. Jesus, stamina in this game is terrible. At least in the beginning, it's real bad. You know, that's one thing I wish they kept. I wish they had the action. The action skill-based shit where you're, like, the more you run, the better your stamina gets. The more you use the sledgehammer, the better you get with it. I miss that style. That's pretty nice. Yeah. We don't really need to stop here. But I'm kind of a loot whore. Alright, that's all I really wanted. I just wanted to raid their kitchen real quick. And their mailbox. God damn, this sledgehammer's so great. Ideally, I'd like to get a couple, and you know what? Since we're just kind of walking down the road anyway, doesn't really hurt to pick up some more plastic parts. I'd like to get a couple of dew collectors, especially in Dyersville, just because Dyersville isn't that big, and there's not that many PLYs. It's all like residential shit, so it's pretty easy to go through. But the problem with that is that there's just not a lot there to loot. You know, it's pretty simple shit that you'd get from a lot of these kind of farmhouses, and there's really no, like, yeah, you have your construction house POI that typically has, you know, some good stuff, but there's really nothing that jumps out at you as just being top of the line, you know, grade A loot. And that's kind of the pisser about it. It feels like such a wasted opportunity because they have this, you know, Dyersville as this suburban, as this little suburban just thing, and it's not very good. It's not very profitable. There's almost no real reason to go there except for if you're doing what I'm doing, which is just going through all the cities, going through all of the little hubs and shit like that, and making your way around the map. And I think that's really I think that after I get to Dyersville, once I set up a base, I am going to jump around from place to place and just spend a different horde in every biome, every area. If I can do every city, that'd be nice. Some of the bigger cities like the Desert City, I don't want to rush through. I actually want to spend time there. Damn, that dog would not die. Skinny Pete, you need to piss off, dude. Seriously, man. You're a cool guy, but you're pissing me off, buddy. See? Why can't you be like that, Pete? Hi, welcome. How's it going? It's going good? Chilling? Having a good time? Fucking around? Finding out? Good. Some good stuff right there. I believe there's a shit-eating dog here. Sorry. I love dogs. I love dogs. I didn't want to do it, but that dog was going to eat my heart through my ass. So I didn't let that happen. Petey, you're pissing me off. Also, if you are commenting, please be aware that right now I'm having some chat issues. I'm going to work through it. Hopefully by next stream, I get it pretty down pat, and we can get through this without having any more glitches or issues. But it's going to be a long process, so please bear with me. Right now, we're just kind of fucking around, having fun, not really worrying about anything. And that dog was there when I found it. It was not me. Although I can't remember if there's a bird up here. I don't think there is. Okay, see, that's what I was trying to avoid, is having to wait for the crawler to crawl through that guy. Loot bag! Fuck yeah. Now, this is one area that I've always wanted to make a base out of, is working stiff tools. I just lack any sort of real creativity. Hold on 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. I just had to, again, I got some weird shit going on with chat. Some of it's popping up late, some of it's not popping up at all, some of it's kind of weird. I know I had a couple of people earlier telling me that it was bugging out for them. I'm trying not to pay too much attention to it because I want to be able to play and focus and have a good time with you guys. But unfortunately, that is really my only way to communicate with you guys. And if that's down, I feel like we can't hang out and have a good time together. I feel like it's just me sounding like a schizophrenic. run through this shit real quick. Yes, I am aware it is a little choppy. Again, basically the way I'm approaching this is I try to stream, give you guys a good stream while I'm doing it, and then after the fact, make some changes and adjustments. Just so that way I'm not, I'm not stopping every 5 seconds asking you guys, okay, is this alright? How's this, able to just play. And if you guys can lurk and just kind of listen to my bullshit and just deal with it for right now, I promise it will get better. Also, I am going to be loading these up as VODs on Twitch and VODs on YouTube. So we're going to see that. We're going to experiment with it, and hopefully when I go to do that, it comes out better as a VOD on YouTube. Maybe I can smooth out some of the shit. I don't really know, man. I'm as blue collar as they come. All of this computer shit's pretty new, but I'll see what I can do. Already had some great help so far today, and we're just gonna keep riding this shit, man. Try to improve them, spend more time together, hanging out. Like I said, fuck around and find out. It's kind of the motto of the channel. That. Also, if you are just tuning in, this is not going to be the typical kind of 7 Days to Die where I craft every single fucking item in the game and I spend the whole time just mining. No, this is a loot and run kind of series. I'm actually trying to craft the least amount as possible, so I'm not spending all of the time just chipping away stone and giving you guys... Oh, I don't know why I did that. I straight up just ran into him with no stamina. No, I don't want to be giving you guys 5 minutes of fighting zombies and hour and 55 minutes of mining fucking ore. That just seems really boring to me. So this is the Great Dyersville. Again, it's basically a fucking suburb. And yeah, it's really honestly not worth it. It's great. Yeah, if you're not used to this game, Dyersville can seem daunting, but I'm telling you, there's like 20 fucking houses here, and they're basically... They have the same kind of loot factors like those farmhouses. So there's ultimately, if you're wanting to go to like a city, a good starting city, I would recommend probably the desert. I think that desert city is pretty good in terms of having large scale or things of that nature. In terms of decent size, and like if I was gonna do a POI an hour, like yeah, Dyersville is great. It's got a shitload of POIs, but they're all easy as hell. They don't have great loot, and it's just kind of meh. But as I am going sledgehammer build, we have to come to the construction house real quick. We gotta come here first and foremost just because all of the Get Hammered books that are here. Oh, cool. The Screamer. She ain't doing anything for a while. No, get down, you fat fuck. Let's run through this. So when I drop down here, there is going to be a couple of stripper zombies. And when I say stripper zombies, of course I mean construction workers. There's always a couple of them. Although this time there's not one. That's funny. That is literally hilarious. Nope. There's a crawler and some white hat. See, we just unlocked vehicles tier 1. I have no points in vehicles. Like none. I have no points in Grease Monkey. I think I might have one in advanced engineering, but I don't think so. Yeah, I have no points in intellect. You really don't need to sink your points into those perk trees. I mean, if you want like the gyrocopter, you do. If you want shit like that, but if you don't mind a bicycle or even like a mini bike, alright, what are you guys thinking? Where do you want to set up shop? Do it right here. Or we can do it more in the center. We're fine with that. I mean, hell, we could even do it at the construction house. Like, that would be totally fine. What are you guys feeling? Brett Residence is three skulls, 3 stars, 3 whatever. We could do that. Or we could come over here, do this. The ripping. Ah, fuck this one. And you'll see that, like, yeah, I just busted through the front door. I don't care. I'm not gonna sit here and play by the zombies' rules. Oh shit. Oh god. Alright. You know what? Rules are there for a reason. But I don't care. I just can't be bothered. I think that's the biggest problem with me in this game. I just don't care enough to like sit here and go, okay, the game wants me to go this way. Like, no, dude, this is the apocalypse. There are no fucking rules. I'm gonna go wherever I want to go. Why? Because I'm the guy with a sledgehammer. You bring your zombies. I'll bring Mr. Sledgehammer. It's, you know, it's not the most creative name, but it's pretty fucking succinct. And we'll see who wins. I gotta tell you right now, for not following your rules, I am beating the shit out of your zombies. My God. You know, it's always terrifying when my hand just stops working. Like, I'm sitting here talking shit about the game and my hand just goes, remember, I can ruin your game just by not wanting to play anymore. You can also see I'm not really picking stuff up. Since we're going to make this our home, I can do all of this later tonight. I don't want to be like, I already got 15 points extra that it's just weighing me down. Oh, yeah. That bastard. That's right. Alright, cool. Throw that on the bone knife. Yeah, see, I said that. I literally just talked about not picking everything up, but I'm such a loot whore that it comes naturally to me. And like, I am completely maxed out on inventory space, and I'm still like, no, like a little more. Alright, let me go ahead and set this shit down real quick. We're probably going to set up our base of operations in here just because I like the amount of space. So let me craft a storage crate. Let me just do all 6. So I think of the same amount of inventory slots. There. I know that's cumbersome. I also can't move it, so that's where it's going to be. Oh shit, I gotta put something down. Otherwise there's no point in making those. There we go, that's good enough for now. Now I can go back to looting like a slut. I don't even want rotten flesh, I just have to pick everything up. It's you know what? It's a disorder. God. Mama's justice? God damn, Big Mama. Looking rough. Did not mean to do that. Let's just go through, double check that I cleared this out. Once I'm done with that, then we can set down a land block. And then bada bing, bada boom. Got ourselves a new house. Oh, I forgot the... Yeah, I know. Guys, fuck you, know. Again, this is what I get for not following the game plan of dungeon style POIs. Dude, holy shit, Viper. Tough bastard. Yeah, see, this is why I love the sledgehammer so much. It's just, there's no versatility. I mean, it's great later on when you have like the steel sledge. It's nice for like breaking into shit, but honestly, I'm not trying to like have the battle axe and use it as a zombie killing weapon and a chop down trees weapon and fuck all of that. It's just a big ass hammer to their face. Is that coming from outside, or did I forget to clear a corner again? It is outside, but I'm not doing that bullshit right now. Let's go. I got main loot, and I will throw down a land claim block. Throw down the deep collector, and we will move the fuck on. Start clearing out the rest of Dyersville. That's gonna be even more cool. Let's just go deal with these assholes real quick. I think there's one over here. Oh yeah. Got one dealt with, and I know Skinny Pete's over here. Sorry, buddy. But I mean, dude, you are in a playground. Put your dick away. Some people, I swear, you just can't reason with them. I mean, you can, as long as you got a sledgehammer to their face. Build a door. Because some asshole, I'm not pointing any fingers, broke it to gain entry. Yeah, let's go ahead and eat those. Drink some water. Eat some meat. We can drop some shit off real quick. I'm cool with that. Again, our storage is going to be right here, so it's not too far from the front door. That's typically how I like to do it. What I'll probably end up doing is putting like a crate down right here, just so that way I don't even have to go upstairs. I can just set that shit down and move on. But speaking of move on, I desperately want to go clear out another house. I could run back and go grab my shit from the other kind of home base we were using. But honestly, it's not really necessary. Anything I need, I can make real fast. Look at that bicycle chest. I have put 0 points into intellect. Or grease smoke, which I... Point is especially for like the first vehicle, honestly, if you really want to do anything, what is it? Perception, lucky looter. I might just do that right now. Nope, I already said next 2 points will go to big and fast. Which we'll do that tonight. Yeah, you can see, like, at a certain point, it's almost unfair. And we're just gonna keep, you know, maxing this out. And the only thing I have noticed that it does lack is, like, if you hit them in the chest, it really doesn't seem to make that much of a difference. Versus, like, you hit them in the legs pop off. You hit them in the head, it explodes. You hit them in the chest, they just kind of look at you. Not entirely sure as to why that is. You know, I wish the one thing that this game had that was just a bit different. I wish that it had, like, in the forest, how you could eat the cannibals that you killed. I wish you could do that. Maybe not, like, full-on zombies, but, you know, if you had to, yeah, eat a fucking zombie arm. That's fine. I could see them putting these pictures, like, maybe introducing, like, a freshly dead, you know, character or model, whatever you want to call it. Oh, shit! Oh, I'm blind as hell. Wow! I looked straight at it and yet did not even see it. No, you bastard. Dude, I'm sorry. Holy shit, I forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Jesus. That would have been such an embarrassing way to die. My god. How'd you die? Zombie stepped on a landmine. Blew me to shit. How the fudge did you not... I have no idea. Crouch. Yeah, that was pure luck right there. I really don't have any answers for you. I just... Especially because it was such a chill moment. Like, yeah, I heard the zombies, and then all of a sudden, there was just explosions. See, okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? So I just went through there. I killed a fair bit of zombies, not too many. There weren't too many hard ones, but like this is the main stash for this house. It's pretty abysmal, and you'll see that a lot where it just like yeah, I get it. Okay, we're still in the pine forest, and yes, I get it. It's only day 3. The loot stage is not that great, but the fact of the matter is, I'm in Dyersville. Right, it's not the hardest place to be, but come on. The loot should be better in POIs like this. And I even have a point into Lucky Looter, so it's not like I'm not rocking anything like that. That's just kind of this area. Which brings me to the point I've been wanting to talk about for anybody that's still on VODs, listening or watching this or whatever. How the hell do you guys feel about the changes they want to make to the how do you feel about the biomes being locked and you having to work through that basically as you progress, because that really pisses me off. But realistically, there wouldn't be loot at the end of every house you clear, if we're talking realism. No, that is true, and that is actually something that I've heard before as an argument. But the problem with a game like this and the game like The Forest that I have with when you're talking about realism is all that shit kind of goes out the window and you go, oh yeah, I'm fighting fucking zombies. So it's a really hard argument to have. I get it. I get it. Not every house is going to be stocked full of shit, but really, you're going to tell me that the majority of houses have passing gas crates? Agree, but I'm just saying, yeah, no, of course. And I'm not trying to diminish your viewpoint. I do appreciate it, and for being somebody that's not big into the game, that is a common sort of argument against my general complaint about an area like this. It's just, oh, well, it's realistic. And I suppose it is. I suppose that I'm being too nitpicky, and truly, this game is a fantastic game, and you kind of have to nitpick it. Just because it is so good, and the developers really did a fantastic job of thinking through a lot of the things, which is why this update's pissing me off. I think probably, maybe more than it should be. It's just the fact that, like, it doesn't feel thought out. It feels like people aren't appreciating the pine forest biome, right? And so the developers, instead of going, okay, well, what can we do to make the pine forest biome better? Like, how can we improve it? Instead, they're like, no, fuck that. We're going to make them. We're going to make them appreciate it by forcing them to spend more time there. And it just doesn't feel, right. But you have to be that way for a game you love and find little wrong with. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's the same thing with The Forest. The Forest is one of my favorite survival games of all time. But let's be honest, it's not the most realistic. And there are some things that, like, yeah, you have to nitpick. Also, just the amount of bugs or features in The Forest is fantastic. That's a whole reason to play right there, is just for the random Cowman lunches that you can get from that. Which we are probably going to play The Forest on here, by the way, at some point or another. That will be one of the games that I either play by myself, or maybe I'll be able to talk the old wife into playing with me. We'll just have to wait and see about that, but as far as will forever the glitchy mess, The Forest is, yeah, the Forest is a wonderful, beautiful, gleaming pile of shit. is the best way of putting that. It is a fantastic game. I wouldn't change. Realistically, I wouldn't change a thing. Even the things that I don't necessarily like about the forest, I would keep it the way it is. Because it's so fantastic. And so... It's kind of like those old school, like the original Indiana Jones movies, where you're like, okay, there's no way in hell he would ever survive falling out of a plane by riding a raft, you know, down and floating down into a river. But you watch it and you go, dude, that's awesome. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that it's not the most realistic, it's just the coolest thing you've ever seen. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh my god, Kenny, you bastard. I should probably heal. Alright, this is actually kind of lining up perfectly. I'm going to run through this POI, and then it is just about time for me to call it a night. My wrist. Close the door on him. But I don't want to leave you guys high and dry, so if there's anything you want to talk about, just say it in the chat. If you like lurking, that's cool too. Oh, son of a monkey. Alright, I don't have time for you guys. Or ammo. I don't have ammo for you either. That is how this game is, though. This game is fantastic, and ultimately, as much as I was complaining about Dyersville, I think that Dyersville... Oh, hell yeah, hunting knife. See, you have moments like that where I found a pistol on day 2, like the very, very morning of day 2, and then you find a hunting knife in a toilet, and you're just like... The loot in this game is so... In a lot of ways, it's just... Oh, fucking hell. Hold on. In a lot of ways, the loot is just... It almost seems random. And I know all loot is random, but... I don't know. I don't know how to put it. I feel like the game is at a really weird point right now. Where they've tried to do so much balancing that... It is almost like... It's almost like the original foundation for this game just isn't there anymore. It's just teeter-tottered so much that it's worn it away. I guess is the best way of putting it. But it's still fantastic. I'm still gonna play the hell out of this, and I'm genuinely more excited than not to see where this game goes. My stun baton. I know that there's a good amount of good amount of mods for this game that fix like quality of life things where it's, you know, they make loot appear where it should, so you're gonna get more of like more tool parts and stuff like that in a tool shop. Oh, that hurts the wrist. You're going to get more tool stuff in a tool shop, which is kind of how the game is working right now, but it's actually a bit more organized. So instead of going to like a Moe's Power Electronic shop and finding a couple of magazines for that and mainly just a bunch of paper and bullshit, you're actually going to find a good amount of electronic stuff. So I'm excited to see where the mods go from here, and honestly where the base game goes from here. They're doing a lot of great things over there at the Fun Pimps, and I'm excited. I'm nervous, but that's kind of another reason why I started with this one to do the streams with, is fuck it, me and this game, we can grow together, and hopefully they do something with Dyersville. You know, hopefully they can really bring this place back to life, because I feel like there's so much potential here, and I feel like a lot of this does get left out. And that's why I'm not, like, mad at them for doing the biome progression. I get it, because areas like this, just, you don't even have to touch it. But I want them to find a better solution than just forcing players into, you know, oh, you have to do all of the trader challenges or trader jobs in order to progress. I feel like that's very single-minded and almost takes away from the fact that you can really be anything you want to be in this game. You know, if you want to start in the Wasteland, you can start in the Wasteland. You can go there day one. So, I don't know. But I am just about ready to get off, guys. I will be streaming every single night, hopefully, from 9:30 till about 11:30. Plus or minus 10 minutes both ways, but I appreciate you hanging out, and yeah, we'll pick this up tomorrow, finish out the night, make all sorts of perk, and you know what, hopefully by then we have an idea as to what we want to do with the base, or where we're gonna do a base. Give me some time to be creative. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow at around 9:30. All right. Take care.